England to be great as it used to be. I don't like to be told by somebody sat in Belgium what I should do or what I'm going to do, how I'm going to do it. I don't want it at all.
You ready, June? She's taking her shoes off, I love it!
In her prime, June Gregson was goalie for the most successful women's football team of the 20th century.
Oh, come on, yeah, of course, yeah. Nice and easy.
Oh!
My father didn't like it at all. He thought it wasn't very ladylike.
How did that feel?
In fact, he burnt my football boots.
Did he?
Yes.
What, threw them on the fire?
He picked them up and threw them on the fire.
June's team, the Dick Kerr ladies, were famous. Named after the Preston munitions factory where they worked, from the off in 1917, her predecessors attracted sellout crowds, tens of thousands. But when a staggering 53,000 turned out at Everton's Goodison Park in 1920, the largest crowd that had ever been recorded in the Football League, male or female, the fate of these factory girls was sealed. The FA banned them from playing in their stadiums. Clever young goalie June played for the team in the 1950s, and it opened up her horizons. Instead of accepting the mill or shop job that was her lot, she took work in Greece and France. But that doesn't make her a Europhile.
So what are your feelings about the EU? Do you want to leave or stay?
Oh, I want out. I think this country is big enough, strong enough, and it's certainly got the, what they say, the je ne sais quoi, whatever, you're right. Let's get going, let's try it, let's do it. Well, we've got the chance to do it now.
And are lots of people that you know saying the same thing?
Exactly the same. There's not many people that I've spoken to or speak to is wanting to stay in it. They're sick of the interference in their ordinary lives.
June's hometown Preston may have changed over the years, but its political affiliations have stayed solidly Labour. That party's officially backing the Remain cause. But what of its traditional support base in places like this? Many here seem to hark back to a time before we joined. Beecher's Chocolate's been on this site since 1920. Despite losing contracts to factories in Eastern Europe where labour's cheaper, they're going for glory in the chocolate wars. I clocked in and joined the shift.
Oh no, I've dropped one on the floor, that's really bad.
It's all right, because I'll pick it up and take it to the bin. Don't worry about it.
I'm not going to get hired. Oh my God, I've dropped another one. Sorry, I'm not going to get hired. I'm getting nervous. So you know it's quite appropriate that we're doing Turkish delights because of course Turkey wants to join the EU.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Well, to be honest, I think it's getting too much.
Too many countries?
Yeah, because then they'll start coming over, and then there's like the NHS and the borders and everything else, schools and everything, they're all at the stretch.
Here they sit happily alongside Polish workers, but they're still concerned about the pressures on services caused by freedom of movement within the EU.
Well, I had to go to the dentist yesterday because mine is closed for the emergency appointment.
I hope not too much chocolate.
No.
Okay, good.
And when I went there, obviously the lady was saying, oh, are you paying for your treatment? So I did, which I paid, and then after me there was 8 people come in. None of them paid. All saying, oh, you know, they're on benefits.
So you're saying the 8 people who came in on benefits, they weren't British?
No.
And that worries you?
It does a bit, yeah. Because they're getting it all for free.
I think at the moment it's locked out.
And why is that?
I just think it's because of with the National Health Service being stretched to the maximum and the border controls more than anything, because I think with that being stretched and more people coming in, it's going to be even stretched in further, and I think the borders need to be controlled a little bit more because anybody's coming in and you don't know where they're going.
We do rely on people coming to work for us and different nationalities and things like that. Because if we hadn't got these people, then we wouldn't be able to do with jobs, we wouldn't be able to get our orders out. But I'm a bit concerned at how many people we're letting in the country.
A quarter of semi and unskilled workers recently polled said they were still undecided on the EU. Some analysts predict that when pushed, undecideds are more likely to vote to stay. But here, everyone I spoke to told me they hadn't made up their minds, before saying, in fact, life would be sweeter outside the EU.
How many stars are there on the EU flag?
Across town, Newsnight hijacked a pub quiz with a few EU questions of our own.
What is the date of the EU referendum?
Meet the Pink Ladies, a networking group for Lancashire businesswomen, their very own northern powerhouse.
Are people talking about the referendum?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
I even talk to customers, you know, they will even discuss it with us in the showroom.
So customers in the tile shop are talking about Brexit?
Yeah, we just end up talking about all sorts, but we do, you know, and there's, you know, there's so many for and against, but most people are kind of sat on the fence with it but they're kind of more wavering towards the better the devil you know than the one that you don't know.
Yeah.
What is the name of the agreement signed by the EU states, but not the UK, which led to the abolition of border checks between those countries?
Plenty here don't know the answers, just as plenty across our country still don't know how they're going to vote in June. More women than men say they're undecided.
I want to know whether it's going to be right or wrong. I want to know whether we're going to stay the same. I'm quite happy to stay the same. Yeah, Europe made decisions for us, but they're not all bad. Some of them are quite good.
I think nobody can tell us what's going to happen afterwards. So all that's happening at the moment is everybody's telling us, well, if we leave, it'll be very negative and it'll be terrible. And if we stay, then it's all terribly positive. But actually, nobody knows. That's the truth about what's going to happen should we leave. And I think that's why everybody is very undecided and doesn't really know, because nobody's told us, because they don't know themselves.
I employ a Latvian seamstress who is wonderful, and I love her to bits. But she's here because of the freedom of movement.
So we've got shortages of nurses, doctors, you know, and all those kind of services, and there are jobs there to be fulfilled, but we need that type of person coming in, whereas at the moment anyone can come in, whereas if we had control of our own, you know, borders, then we could choose who came in.
June will be a big month for Britain in Europe. The referendum, of course, but also football's European Championships. And it seems our June hasn't quite hung up her boots.
Who would you like to take on from Premier League these days? Who do you reckon you could have a good
I
go
think
on?
it's got to be Vardy.
You reckon?
Yes.
Would you save a goal, do you reckon, from Vardy?
I doubt it very much, but I'd have a damn good try.